Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you the story of a quiet warrior, a man who stood in the shadows yet played a vital role in Kenya's public life. His duty was unseen, his commitment unquestionable. This is the story of Maurice Ogeta, the bodyguard, the protector, and the loyal companion. As his principal, Raila Odinga, carved his path in Kenyan politics, Ogeta guarded not just a man but a mission. From early beginning in Kisumu, through elite training abroad, to moments of danger and heartbreak. This is the journey of a trust, duty, and a sacrifice. Join us as we trace the life and legacy of Maurice Ogeta. Maurice Ogeta was born and raised in the town of Kondele in Kisumu County. While the precise date of his birth remains private, he emerged from a humble background rooted in the lakeside region of western Kenya. Growing up in Kondele and the wide Komolo-Uyoma area, Ogeta developed qualities that would later define his professional life: discipline, focus, and resilience. However, his path was not one of the public fanfare. Instead, Ogeta chose a life behind the scenes, a guardian in the shadows rather than a figure in the spotlight. How did a young man from Kisumu become the personal bodyguard to Kenya's best-known opposition leader and later Prime Minister Raila Odinga? Over time, their relationship evolved from professional to deeply personal. The everyday expectation of protecting a man through campaigns, protests, and travels turned into trust, loyalty, and companionship. For decades, Ogeta worked alongside Odinga through rallies, through tense political moments, through personal challenges. He provided a shield not just for the man, but for the public mission Odinga represented. Protecting a high-profile figure in Kenyan politics comes with unique dangers. Ogeta's job demanded constant vigilance, readiness to act, and the acceptance that every day could bring risk. In July 2023, the stakes became painfully real. Maurice Ogeta was abducted by the unknown men believed to be police officers during a political charged period. He disappeared for 3 days, held in solitary confinement, blindfolded and interrogated about his principal's movements and protest plan.
I can only thank God for bringing me back to this soil and to my family, where my siblings are. The only stepmom that is I'm remaining with, and I think I decided to come back home just to give them an assurance that I'm still alive and breathing, because it's the first time for the family, I believe, to find themselves going through all this and sustain it. Deaths have occurred in my family, all the misfortunes, but this one of...
Despite the ordeal, Ogeta returned to his post. He resumed his duty without wavering. That decision speaks to depth of dedication few can comprehend. It's also worth noting that, according to reports, Ogeta was present in Odinga'S last days. When Raila Odinga passed away in India on October 15, 2025, Ogeta was among the last inner circle associates. And when the former Prime Minister's body was lying in a state that the Kenyan Parliament, viewers were struck by the sight of Ogeta in the visible grave, a man trained to hold stoic vigil, now openly overcome with sorrow. Here was a protector grappling with loss. He was a man whose professional role became deeply personal. Ogeta's story is more than just a resume of training and assignments. It's a story of loyalty, humility, and purpose. From his early days in Kisumu to the corridors of Kenyan political power, Ogeta remained largely out of the limelight. He preferred to be the watchful guardian rather than the talking figure. What emerges from multiple sources is that Ogeta viewed his role not merely as a job, but as a calling. He protected because he believed in the man he protected. He stood guard because he accepted the weight of his duty. In the public eye, his breakdown of emotion during his principal's funeral ceremonies revealed what many of us seldom see: the human behind the uniform, the emotional cost of the job, and the burdens carried quietly. The legacy Ogeta lives and continues to build is one of the steadfast service. He reminds us that behind every public figure, behind every moment of leadership, there are people who guard, protect, and sacrifice so the mission may continue. We reflect on the life and work of Maurice Ogeta. We are reminded that heroism often comes unnoticed. It doesn't always make headlines or command applause. It walks quietly beside those in the limelight, vigilant and faithful. Ogeta's journey prompts us to reflect on what it means to serve, to risk for others, and to stay when it gets hard, to care when the world looks away. In a country grappling with leadership contestation and change, Ogeta's story stands as a testament to one man's decision. Let's remember that behind the public stage, there are lives lived in defense. There is sacrifice in the silent moments, and there is loyalty beyond words. Thank you for listening to this tribute to a man of courage, a man of duty, Maurice Ogeta. May his storm continue to inspire others to serve, to protect, and to stand firm when it matters most.